What is going on, FA Nation? John Impemba here with Howard Bender. Welcome into the Fantasy Alarm NFL Week 10 betting playbook. Howard, Week 10 is here. We have another fun slate of NFL games to talk about. We got the European games back on here. We got a 9:30 Atlanta, Indianapolis matchup that we're going to maybe talk about, maybe not talk about, but it's on the schedule. You know, NFL giving us those European dates, early morning football for both of us here this weekend.
Yeah, I have a tendency to avoid betting or playing on those games. I'm having a very difficult time with survivor pools right now.
Sure.
Thinking maybe do I want to take Indianapolis? They are technically the home team, but it's in Germany. But you guys can check out that video over on Fantasy Alarm's YouTube page. Just look under the shorts and you guys will catch that then. But listen, I think, after last week, man, I am ready to get back to doing some more winning. We had such a great week 9. Very excited about week 10. I don't know. Where do you want to go, man? I was like, bam, 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 bam. Where do you want to start? You want to start props? You want to start game bets? Where do you want to go?
We'll go with props. We'll kick off the props here. You got Jackson Dart over 37.5 rushing yards. Giants in Chicago taking on the Bears this weekend.
So Bears defense has definitely been slacking a bunch. And you know what? They've struggled against mobile QBs. Jaden Daniels rushed for 52 yards on them. Tyler Snoop Huntley rushed for 53 yards against them. Jackson Dart has rushed for at least 54 yards in 4 of 6 games and a rushing touchdown in 5 of 6. This kid just keeps producing. And I have no confidence in this Bears defense. I think a lot of people are thinking that the Bears are going to just handily win this game. Why? Because they beat the Bengals?
Right.
Please. Give me Jackson Dart.
I like it. Dart for me is one of my favorite DFS plays. You can go check out our NFL DFS show that Bender and I are going to do each and every Friday as well. Dart for sure. I'm willing to play him naked because he has that rushing upside. And you said rushing touchdowns in 5 of 6. It's 4 straight games as well with the rushing touchdown for Jackson Dart there. My first player prop here, we're going to go with one that we just kind of continue to play, and that's under rushing yards versus New England Patriots. Patriots have not allowed a 50-yard rusher yet this season. And Rachaad White, even with his larger role without Bucky Irving, still really isn't getting a ton of rushing volume. They throw the ball a lot still. Even when he does get the double-digit carries, he's only gone over this total like 2 or 3 times total this season here. It just doesn't seem like a spot where they're going to find much success running the football against New England because nobody does. So give me White under the 43.5 rushing yards this week.
Yeah, still one of the most inefficient runners out there, right? There's a reason that he lost his job to Bucky Irving. And the only reason that he's getting the nod right now is because Irving isn't ready. So I'm totally with you on that one there for sure. Love that. Love anything against Rachaad White. I'm in for.
I was going to say, you've been the bigger Rachaad White hater now for a few years, and rightfully so for the majority of it. From White, we go to Quinshon Judkins over 81.5 rushing yards. The Browns take it on your New York Jets.
My New York Jets, who are giving up the 7th most rushing yards per game before the trade deadline. Now they got rid of Quinnen Williams right there in the middle of that defensive line. I think maybe the Jets get super amped up and they'll be like, oh, yeah, we can do it without these guys, at least for the first quarter or two. But yeah. I think Cleveland wears them down significantly. The offensive line is just going to keep moving the Jets backwards. And Quinshon Judkins over 81.5 rushing yards. I like it because I actually just started checking some other books and I saw it up at like 83 a few minutes ago. So I think I'm getting some value here.
Sure. Again, we're all about attacking the Jets run defense when we can, especially now that they're shorthanded. And Judkins has been one of the best running backs in football. Again, he struggled against New England. He also got hurt in that game, but should be a good bounce back spot for him. I'm sticking with this Buccaneers Patriots game. I went to Mario Douglas over 3.5 catches. He had 4 catches on 6 targets last week against the Falcons. Kayshon Boutte out, or not officially out, but hasn't practiced at all yet this week. Douglas, you're getting plus money on this 3.5 receptions. He's had at least 3 catches in 3 of the last 4 games as well. And that was while playing 4th in snaps, essentially behind Hollins, Boutte, and Diggs. Expectations are he takes on a larger role. Many people were high on Demario Douglas coming into the season as maybe the number 2 wide receiver in this offense before Boutte kind of took over there. So they're going to have to throw the football. No Ramondre Stevenson already ruled out this week. So give me Douglas over to 3.5 receptions at plus money here.
Yeah, Pop Douglas, absolutely. I think it's a great spot for him, especially with Keishon Boutte likely to be out. No practices of Friday afternoon, so we're kind of thinking that he's probably not going to be playing. So I dig that one for sure. My last one here, Juwan Johnson, over 37.5 receiving yards. Listen, the Saints, they traded away Rashid Shaheed. I know that Sean Payton said that Devon Vele is supposedly going to see an increase in work, but we know where those targets are going. We know where Shaheed's average of 7 targets per game is going, and they're going a bunch over to Juwan Johnson here. Chris Olave's got his hands full, as is. Johnson is a converted wide receiver to tight end. And if you look at the tight end coverage for Carolina, they rank dead last in DVOA. They're giving up the 13th most fantasy points per game. Not that that matters in betting, but more importantly, they're giving up an average of almost 7 catches for about 54 yards per game to the tight end position. So, Juwan Johnson, yes, please.
I'm in. Again, a guy that we were playing earlier in the year, he got hurt. Obviously, the poor quarterback play hasn't helped him, but certainly a good spot for him to look to take advantage of given the matchup. My last pick here, and I had to check to make sure he was off the injury report, and he is. James Cook looking good to go this weekend against the Miami Dolphins. Dolphins allowing the 3rd most rushing yards per game this season. Yes, I understand that they went and shut down Bijan Robinson a few weeks back, but not going to hold that against James Cook here, who ran for 114 yards versus the Chiefs. First running back to run for 100 yards since 2023 against the Kansas City Chiefs, and he popped for over 200 yards against the Panthers the week before that. So a lot of things are setting up for James Cook this week against the Miami Dolphins.
Yeah, the ankle issue was definitely a concern. You know, when he popped up on the injury report, I figured on Wednesday I wasn't too concerned about it because all of the veterans take off. But then all of a sudden, everybody started showing me videos of this hip drop tackle that he suffered the ankle injury on in Kansas City. It did not look great, but the fact that he's off the injury report tells you everything that you need to know. And the Miami Dolphins are terrible.
They're not a good team.
Terrible.
All right, so those are our Week 10 player props. You're going to get all of our player prop picks and more in our NFL Experts Bet Tracker that you can find over at Fantasy Alarm. Moving on to our total spreads and money line plays here. You're going with the Giants plus 4.5. So riding Jackson Dart player props, riding with the Giants with the points this week against the Bears.
Right? Maybe I'm just trying to, get my wife in the mood here because she's a Giants fan. I'm trying to cajole her into a little social activity, if you know what I'm saying. But no, really, I think that, when you look at a situation like this and you look at, Jackson Dart on the road, oh, well, I don't know what he's going to be like on the road. He's fine at home. Jackson Dart has proven himself more and more each time. I think a lot of people are just overestimating the fact that the Bears beat the Bengals. It was a big comeback. It was a lucky play that they won it on, right? Mm-hmm. Colston Loveland, a 58-yard touchdown reception. Right. You could not get more lucky than that. And so I look at this and I say, if that Bears defense is not strong, give me that Giants offense. I think Tyrone Tracy does better. You've got Theo Johnson, Darius Slayton, Wan'Dale Robinson. I think you've got enough weapons here for Jackson Dart to at least keep this game very, very close.
Yeah, I was ready to mark my Joe Flacco pass attempts play last week as a loss. And then I look up and he had 45 pass attempts because they did nothing but throw for like every possession for the remainder of that game and nearly pulled that off. My pick here, again, they're going to go with the New England Patriots plus 2.5. This isn't saying I think the Patriots go into Tampa Bay and win. It's just that I think they go in and cover the 2.5. I do think that they probably could win. They're plus 120 on the money line. But obviously, this is a huge test for them. But I look at the other side, and actually what would maybe kind of swing this way is that Christian Gonzalez is off the injury report as well. So Christian Gonzalez is going to be on Emeka Egbuka in this game, going to be looking to cover him, shut him down. And then you're really looking at the rest of this offense. Tampa Bay is not going to be able to run the football, so they're going to have to throw to guys like Tez Johnson and Cade Otton and Shepard and guys like that. And I think that the Patriots defense is good enough to kind of keep that in check a little bit. And then on the flip side, their offense, Tampa Bay's defense hasn't been anything good. So I think it's going to be a close game. I think it's actually probably going to come in on the under. I'm just going to take the Patriots with the 2.5 points on this one.
Yeah. Listen, I can't argue against it. My Jets biases against the New England Patriots. It shows a little too much, and I don't want to live off of that. My next bet here, yes, believe it or not, I can't believe it. I'm taking the Chargers as a home favorite here. I mean, it's only 2.5 points, which is pretty scary because I saw it at like 3.5 going up against Pittsburgh. But here's the thing also is that Pittsburgh is coming off of like a spectacular win against the Colts, which nobody knew. I told you guys last week that it was a very suspicious line.
Said it on this show. We said that looks suspicious. Yeah.
Like very suspicious. So I think everybody's kind of riding a little high on this. Now you've got Pittsburgh going all the way across the country here to the Chargers. Listen, I don't think that Pittsburgh's defense is for real. I love the fact that the Chargers added Trevor Penning to the offensive line to replace Joe Alt. They've got a high-power passing attack. Vidal is serviceable as a running back. I just don't think that the Pittsburgh Steelers defense is really that good. They didn't make any improvements on it over the trade deadline. So I'm going to sit with the Chargers. Come hell or high water, baby, for better or for worse. Give me the Chargers, favorites at home.
Goes against everything you've ever taught me, Howard. Taking the Chargers as a home favorite.
I've said I'd never take them as a touchdown favorite.
Yeah.
Touchdown favorite at home.
Everything obviously does line up well given their passing offense. Offensive line was kind of continue for them, but I don't mind it. Again, Herbert's been playing really well. My next pick here, we're going to go with the Panthers -5.5. Again, you have the Saints selling pieces. Tyler Show's terrible. The Panthers are actually winning football games. They're coming around. Defensively, they've been a little bit more improved. Offensively, I guess if you just give the ball to Rico Dowdle 25 times a game, you can't really hurt yourself too much here. I actually did like Tyrone McMillan this week for a prop, but he's on the injury report with a hamstring injury. So I would like to see him play. Obviously, if he doesn't play, it does take a little bit ahead of them on the offensive side of the football, but they're home. The Saints are bad. I just think the Panthers cover the 5.5 this week.
All right, so you're betting that one. I was wondering whether or not we should take the Panthers in a survivor pool this week. Dangerous stuff, baby.
When you're this late, there's only so many times that you're willing to take the Panthers. I think this would be one.
It could very well be. All right, my last one here, Ravens-Vikings. Give me the over 49 points here. I do not like, Minnesota's defense at all. And if you look at their last 3 weeks, they've given up, I think it's like an average of 29, 30 points, close to that realm there. So, you've got that. I know that the Ravens defense has improved since they come back from the bye, but is it really improved to the point where you're going to contain Justin Jefferson, Jordan Addison, TJ Hawkinson in this matchup? JJ McCarthy just got Christian Darrisaw back on the offensive line. They're getting healthier. I like this Minnesota offense, but I love Lamar Jackson, and you've got Derrick Henry and Zay Flowers and Mark Andrews and the whole crew. So, and I love the fact that this game is indoors, right? No weather to worry about. Just two high-powered offenses squaring up against each other. Over 49.
I like it. Getting the Ravens offense healthy back there, back healthy with Lamar Jackson changes that. And, there's plenty of offensive weapons on Minnesota against a bad Baltimore defense. I'm going opposite of you. I'm taking an under. Browns-Jets under 37.5.
You're so mean.
I mean, listen, I've taken some unders on some bad matchups earlier this season and didn't really pan out. They were just so bad they scored on each other. But again, you're looking at this team. The Jets shouldn't be able to run the football against Cleveland. Not many people can. Myles Garrett is a menace in the passing game. They are expected to get Garrett Wilson back, so that's good for New York here. But what is Justin Fields really going to be able to do throwing the football? Is he going to be able to throw the football consistently? He's going to have enough time to throw the football consistently, given the pass rush that the Browns have. And then on the flip side, again, I don't think the Browns' offense is all that great, but they can run the football, and generally running the football just chews clock and takes time and extends drives. They're not going to be able to throw the football with Dylan Gabriel too successfully here. So I just think we're going to come in with like a 24-10 game, and, we hit the under and the Browns cover that game. So
it's very possible. I might have given you a little pushback on this one here with Garrett Wilson coming back. If Breece Hall runs it to the outside, maybe that's something that could happen. If Myles Garrett gets into that backfield, Justin Fields can run.
Sure.
So, I might have pushed back on you on that one, but then you just said 24-10, and I got like a little chill down my spine. So maybe that's the universe telling me to listen to Johnny Impemba.
24-10 is still like a big win for Cleveland, but it's still under 37.5. So
yeah. Sure it is, man.
So,
thanks.
All right. So those are our plays here. We got 6 bets for you. We got 6 player props for you. Again, they'll be all in our Fantasy Alarm NFL Experts Bet Tracker. Where right now our NFL picks, I think we're going with like a 70 unit Up
70,
on the
like
season.
77, 78 units ahead right now.
Yeah.
If you've been tailing all of our picks, and that's Iggy, John, me, and Mark Lammy. Mark Lammy's been doing yeoman's work throughout. He's up like 55 units.
79 units after Thursday Night Football. We have an ROI of 19.9%. We're 212 and 165. Yeah, Mark Lammy is insane. He's up 54 units alone of the 79. We're at a 37.6% ROI. You and I, Bender, we're fine. I'm up 15 units. You're up 15 units. Like, we're making everybody money. Mark's killing it, though. So again, all of our picks, though, are live in the Expert Bet Tracker every Sunday, all week as they come in. And right now we have a special going on where you get 50% off your first month. FantasyAlarm.com/YT50. Promo code YT50 will autofill for you in the promo code section. You just have to hit that apply button. You can scan that QR code that's on the screen. Same thing there. And take advantage of this 50% off offer. All Pro gets you access to everything on site. It is not just our NFL content. It's our NBA, our NHL, our MMA, our PGA. When NASCAR season swings back around, it's there. It includes all draft guides, all cheat sheets, all playbooks, all of our best bets, all of our tools for betting in DFS. It's all included in your All-Pro package, and you're getting the first month for 50% off. Again, we are up almost 80 units betting the NFL this season. So maybe you lost your seasonal fantasy football league. Win it back with us betting the NFL this weekend here. We have plenty of pick-em props as well. If you play over on Underdog, Prize Picks, Sleeper, you're looking at Novig or Rebet, you play over there. DraftKings, FanDuel, Caesars, it all works. All of our plays are there, props, spreads, moneyline bets, and more. So you got to take advantage of this offer. 50% off the first month of All Pro. You can cancel at any time, but I guarantee it'll pay for itself right this weekend here, Howard.
Yeah, I completely agree with you. Could not have said it any better than myself. You guys, listen, be a part of the family, because what it also gets you is it gets you premium access into our Discord. So if you want to talk through bets, you want to talk through props, we've got a full NFL betting channel that, John and I float in and out of all the time. Iggy's in there too. So jump on in. It's the only way you're going to get in there. It's FantasyAlarm.com/YT50.
Good luck, everybody, in your Week 10 bets. Better Now will be back next week. We'll catch you later.